In a world that tells you to do more, buy more, be more. Have you ever wondered if ancient people lived better, not because they had more, but because they needed less? Thousands of years ago, life moved slower, simpler, deeper. Maybe the wisdom we need today isn't new. It's something ancient, quietly waiting for us to remember. Today, we live faster than ever. We race from deadline to deadline. We chase upgrades, status, validation, as if the next achievement might finally make us feel enough. But somehow, even with all our progress, something feels missing. Studies show that despite having more material wealth than any generation before, more of us report feeling empty, disconnected, and quietly exhausted. Fantikne sammuk. We scroll through endless news feeds, wars we can't stop, prices we can't control, pressures we didn't choose. We hustle harder, plan more, consume endlessly. Yet peace slips further away. And maybe it's not because we aren't doing enough. Maybe it's because we're carrying too much. Ancient people, from Confucius to Laozi to the early Stoics, lived with fewer things but fuller hearts. They understood something we've forgotten, that simplicity isn't poverty, it's freedom. Freedom from chasing, proving, comparing, freedom to be present, to breathe, to simply be. In this video, we'll explore 30 timeless teachings, drawn from ancient wisdom, that show why less isn't losing, it's finding more of what truly matters. Maybe you don't need a bigger life. Maybe you just need a lighter one. Let's begin, not by adding more to your mind, but by gently setting some things down. Section 1. Simplicity as Strength. 10 lessons to lighten your life. In a world that glorifies complexity, true strength often lies in choosing what is simple but real. These ancient teachings aren't about having less for the sake of it. They're about clearing space inside and out so you can live deeper, steadier, lighter. Let's begin. 1. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Confucius. We fill our days with endless choices, obligations, expectations, thinking it proves our worth. But every yes we say to the unnecessary is a quiet no to the things that truly feed us. Simplicity isn't laziness, it's wisdom. It's the courage to choose fewer, but truer things. What part of your life has grown too complicated and quietly longs to be simpler? 2. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Plato. Wealth isn't measured by what fills your home, but by what fills your spirit. Modern life teaches us to consume endlessly, but ancient wisdom reminds us contentment is the rarest luxury and the lightest. Maybe you're already rich if you notice what you can live without. 3. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Laozi. We sprint through days as if running from ourselves and call it ambition. But the river flows without rushing. The trees bloom without schedules. Stillness is not falling behind. It's flowing at the pace of life itself. What if your hurry is what's making you feel left behind? 4. Stop thinking and end your problems. Laozi. The more we think, the more tangled we become. In a study published by the American Psychological Association, 2025, over 72% of adults report that overthinking increases their daily anxiety more than real events. You don't solve life by analyzing it endlessly. You soften life by letting it unfold. The mind isn't a cage to pace inside, it's a window to open, quietly. You don't need to think harder to breathe easier, you just need to stop gripping every thought like it's a truth. 5. The wise man desires nothing. Confucius. Desire unchecked is an endless hunger. The wise aren't empty, they're full already. Not because they have everything, but because they don't need everything. And maybe that's real freedom. Is your wanting creating joy or quietly stealing it? 6. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Leonardo da Vinci. It's easy to complicate. It's harder and braver to strip life down to its essence. The clearest minds, the kindest hearts move lightly and leave deep roots. Where can you trade more impressive for more true? 7. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. Ram Dass. In a world that shouts, silence becomes a rebellion. A quiet mind doesn't miss life, it catches its deepest whispers. When was the last time you truly listened, without needing to answer? 8. He who knows he has enough is rich. Laozi. Today, abundance is sold in every form. Gadgets, courses, possessions. Yet emotional well-being quietly declines. Because what we truly hunger for isn't more things, but more meaning. Knowing you have enough doesn't make you small. It makes you sovereign. The rarest wealth isn't accumulation. It's sufficiency. 9. Let your workings remain a mystery. Just show people the results. Laozi. We live loudly, oversharing, over-explaining, trying to prove we're enough. But true peace works quietly. It doesn't seek applause, it simply flowers. What would happen if you lived less for display and more for depth? 10. Better to have a few deep relationships than 1,000 shallow ones. Inspired by Aristotle and Confucius. We're connected to hundreds, thousands online, but intimacy is shrinking. Ancient wisdom knew a few honest hearts outshine 1,000 polished profiles. Which connection makes you breathe easier, even without speaking? Sometimes more doesn't nourish, it only exhausts. What's one thing you could let go of to live a little lighter this week? Section 2. Let go of the excess. Rediscover the essentials. If Section 1 was about seeing the power of living simply, then this part is about what we need to let go of. The clutter, the noise, the invisible weights that make life heavier than it needs to be. Here are 10 ancient reminders that sometimes releasing is the real beginning. 11. Do not seek to have everything happen as you wish, but wish for everything to happen as it does, and your life will flow well. Epictetus. We grip expectations tightly, believing control will protect us from pain, but life rarely obeys our scripts, and the more we resist, the more we suffer. True simplicity isn't passive, it's acceptance, fierce and freeing. Where are you still fighting reality instead of flowing with it? 12. Attachment is the root of suffering. The Buddha. The more tightly we hold, the more deeply we hurt. Attachment isn't love. It's fear disguised as devotion. Letting go doesn't mean loving less. It means loving freer. What are you clinging to that's asking to be released? 13. He who is contented is rich. Laozi. Not content with settling, but content with sufficiency. Contentment shrinks craving, and where craving ends, peace quietly begins. Can you see richness in what you already hold? 14. The more laws and restrictions, the poorer people become. Laozi. Ancient wisdom saw it. Overregulation, whether by government, systems, or inner expectations, creates oppression, not freedom. Today, many feel overregulated internally by invisible standards, success, body image, achievements. The result? Not wealth, but exhaustion. True simplicity isn't lack, it's breathing space. You don't grow by tightening the grip, you grow by loosening the noose. 15. Those who are wise are not learned. Those who are learned are not wise. Laozi. Knowing more doesn't always mean living better. Information is noise until it roots itself in your heart. Wisdom is simplicity embodied. What's one thing you know, but have yet to live? 16. If your mind isn't clouded by unnecessary things, this is the best season of your life. Wumen Hui Kai. The mind creates winters even in the middle of spring. When we strip away the shoulds, the musts, the endless rehearsals, life blooms again, without permission, without performance. What if you're already in a good season, but carrying too many clouds to notice? 17. One cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. Biblical wisdom. We can't live new lives while dragging old habits. Simplicity often requires the bravery to release what no longer fits. What old vessel, belief, pattern, identity is no longer able to carry who you're becoming. 18. Be still. Stillness reveals the secrets of eternity. Laozi. We fear stillness because it makes the noise inside louder. But stillness isn't emptiness, it's clarity, finally unburdened. Stillness isn't laziness, it's wisdom reclaiming your soul. You don't need to earn your pause, you just need to return to it. 19. Less is more. Traditional proverb. Life adds up fast. More responsibilities, more goals, more noise. But often less means depth. Less means space to savor. Less isn't losing, it's liberating. What if cutting back could actually grow you? 20. You can only lose what you cling to. The Buddha. Loss hurts deepest where we built our identity around possession. But when you hold life lightly, you don't lose yourself when circumstances shift. You stay whole. What identity or dream are you gripping too tightly, afraid that without it you won't know yourself? Not everything you lose is a loss. Sometimes letting go is just making room. What could you gently release this week, just for your own peace? Section 3. Living lightly, living true. Simplicity isn't just about removing the excess. It's about returning to something quieter, deeper, truer inside you. These next teachings aren't about losing anything. They're about finding yourself again, beneath all the noise the world taught you to carry. Let's walk into that space, together. 21. The quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. Rumi. True wisdom doesn't shout, it whispers. But we only hear it when we're willing to become quiet enough to listen. What if the answers you seek have been waiting in the silence all along? 22. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. Laozi. Contentment isn't passive, it's powerful. It doesn't mean settling. It means seeing and celebrating the life already unfolding within you. Today, can you find one thing, however small, to rejoice over? 23. Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. Thich Nhat Hanh. Life moves faster than our souls can catch up, but every step is a chance to return, to walk not in haste, but in reverence. Simplicity is not a place. It's a way of moving, gently, gratefully. Where could you slow down, not to fall behind, but to arrive more fully? 24. You are the sky. Everything else, it's just the weather. Pema Chodron. Your worries, your fears, the turbulence of life, they are weather. They move, they pass. But who you are, the sky, remains wide, steady, untouchable. You are not your storms, you are the open sky behind them. 25. Simplicity is freedom, complexity is slavery. Stoic thought. The more entangled you become, in things, in expectations, in appearances, the more trapped you feel. Freedom often comes disguised as less. What could you release today to walk a little freer? 26. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Dalai Lama. Waiting for joy to arrive is like waiting for a ship at an airport. Joy is not something you find. It's something you live. It's simplicity in motion. Small kindnesses, small breaths, small presence. What simple action could invite happiness closer today? 27. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Laozi. You were taught to chase more, to fill the void. But the world doesn't belong to those who hoard. It belongs to those who can savor. Where could you stop reaching and start receiving? 28. You should sit in meditation for 20 minutes every day. Unless you're too busy, then you should sit for an hour. Zen proverb. We think busyness makes us important. It often just makes us empty. Stillness isn't slowing down success. It's remembering what success is. If you're too busy to breathe, you're too busy to truly live. 29. An unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. The world urges you to consume faster, achieve quicker, move busier. But a life unquestioned becomes a life unlived. Simplicity invites you back to asking the quiet questions that matter. What small part of your life deserves a deeper look and a gentler hand? 30. Drop by drop is the water pot filled. The Buddha. You don't need a revolution. You need a small return. Every breath, every choice toward stillness is a drop. And one day, your life overflows with peace. What small drop could you offer yourself today? You don't have to fix your whole life today. Maybe it's enough just to put down one heavy thing. We live in an age of abundance, yet scarcity follows us like a shadow. More tools, more choices, more noise. But inside, many of us feel poorer than ever. Not poorer in things, but in peace, in presence, in the simple feeling of enoughness. The truth is, the modern world wasn't designed for simplicity. It was built to keep you wanting, rushing, consuming. But ancient wisdom still whispers, you are allowed to step outside that noise. You are allowed to live slower, softer, smaller, and yet infinitely fuller. Simplicity isn't just about clearing your closet. It's about clearing the space between your heartbeat and your breath. Until you find you were already home. In these past few minutes, we didn't just revisit ancient teachings. We took a small step back from the noise, from the race, from the heaviness we've been taught to carry. Maybe you don't need to fix your life right now. Maybe you just need to set one thing down, one expectation, one burden, one old story that no longer fits. Because simplicity doesn't happen all at once. It happens one breath at a time, one gentle choice at a time. And little by little, you find yourself living, not just surviving. If even one moment today felt like a breath of stillness, I hope you'll stay with us. Subscribe, not for the numbers, but for the small reminders you might need on the days the world feels too much. And if one quote stayed with you, leave it in the comments. Not for applause, but as a quiet marker that says, I'm here, I'm remembering too. Until next time, be softer with your breath, kinder with your mind, and truer with your heart.